Hey there, welcome to the JavaScript Basic series. This time we are going to have a look at the timer methods in JavaScript, which are setTimeout and setInterval. Both of these methods are a part of the window object, which is a globally available object in JavaScript. So let's start with setTimeout first. As the name suggests, setTimeout is used to set timers which can be used only once. So let's say I want to print a message after 2 seconds. Then I'd use this method. The syntax is like this. You call the method first and it will take in 2 arguments. First is a callback function where you can define the code to execute once the timer is complete. And the second argument will be the time in milliseconds. Let's see it practically. To call the method, I can write window.setTimeout. And let me pass the callback function. I'll use arrow function right now. And then the display statement, that is console log. Hey there. Now the second argument will be the time in milliseconds. I'll say 2000 milliseconds, that is 2 seconds. Now since this window is a global object, I can directly call setTimeout like this. Now let's run the code. So it is running and in 2 seconds we have the message displayed. Now consider a situation where you need to perform an action on regular intervals. Let's say we want that the same message should be displayed on each second. Then in that case, we use the setInterval method. You can consider setInterval as a recurring version of the setTimeout. The syntax is exactly like setTimeout, where we have the callback function and the time interval in milliseconds. Let's try it. I'll change only the method name over here and the rest of the syntax is going to be the same. Now on running the program, we can see the message popping up every second. So now you know how to set timer and also how you can execute code on regular intervals. But now the question arises, how do you stop interval? Right now, if you see, the message is popping up every second, but it is going on and on. There has to be a stop, right? So to stop a setInterval, we need to clear the interval using another method called the clearInterval. The way it works is we need to pass an instance of the setInterval as an argument to the clearInterval method. So in the current code, first we need to create an instance of the setInterval, which means taking it in a constant. I'll say const timer is equal to, and now let me call the clearInterval, which by the way also belongs to the window object. However, window object is globally available, so we do not need to write it. I'll say clearInterval and let me pass the timer over here. Let's run the program now. And as you can see, the timer did not start at all because the clearInterval was called within 1 second. Thus, the console log did not execute even once. So now let's say we want that the interval should be cleared after 6 seconds. Then you know what to use, right? Yes, it is the setTimeout. Let's do that. I'll say setTimeout, callback function. Now I'll call clearInterval over here. Let me paste it. And let me also add a message, console log, timer stopped. Finally, I'll give the time 6000 milliseconds, that is 6 seconds. Let's run the code. So the clearInterval is doing its job, and after 6 messages, that is 6 seconds, considering 1 second per message, the timer has stopped and we can see the timer stopped message. So now you are well aware of setTimeout and setInterval methods. See you in the next JavaScript Basics video.